Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroo.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Well, it's Groundhog Day in silver again. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about rigging the silver price for 170 plus years since the Opium Wars was not an easy thing. You would think it wouldn't be easy. You would think that would be an impossible feat. How can you rig the price of silver for 170 years? And yet, I've lived through 20 years now of silver rigging. And I know with the click of a mouse, I mean, today is so much easier than it was before. With the introduction of computer trading, computer market rigging, high-frequency trades, derivatives, it's a click of a mouse to rig the price of silver anywhere on the planet, or off the planet, like they did with oil. They brought oil down to minus $40. They could click a mouse and put silver at minus $40. What we need to understand is we live in a simulation that they call a free market. It is not a free market. It never has been, at least since we've been alive. Starting in the 1970s, really 1960s, when we went off the silver and gold standards, they had to rig it. There was no other choice. They had to figure out a new way, a new process of rigging. And they did. Alan Greenspan invented these computer programs in the early 70s that, first of all, created electronic digital money, which was everybody thought would have been crazy back then in the early 70s. If you were to tell people that in the early 70s we would go off the gold standard and go onto an electronic standard where everybody believes their money is out in the ether of computer blips, they would have laughed you off the stage. I mean, it was just ridiculous, but that's what was created. Alan Greenspan created the first electronic money. He was huge in writing the first computer programs that he blamed himself for Y2K, for Christ's sake. And nobody dives down that path, the path that Alan Greenspan was an expert computer programmer back in the 60s, long before there were anybody out there doing much of anything. Him and his buddy John Kemeny, the guy who invented basic computing, they went to high school together. They were like friends and competitors. Who was the smartest? I believe Kemeny was the smartest, obviously. He was Albert Einstein's mathematician. Believe that one. It's crazy. But Greenspan went a different path. John Kemeny went into the educational field and taught people about how to work computers, but Greenspan brought that computing power into the financial world. And his mentor, Arthur Burns, the head of the Federal Reserve System, not when he first got to know him, but as Burns became the most powerful man in the world in the 70s, trying to control the unbacked fiat monetary system, going off the gold standard. It was really interesting. And then Paul Volcker invented floating money, the free float, and also using the computer programs written by Alan Greenspan. So all this had to be controlled. And everything is controlled. I mean, everything. Even when the price of silver goes up or down or sideways, the U.S. dollar is the most controlled thing out of all of them. It's the largest market. The foreign exchange markets are the largest in the world. You can do anything. You can give everybody $1 trillion of U.S. dollars. The Federal Reserve can give everybody $1 trillion, and it wouldn't change the price of the dollar, the value of the dollar, because it's all run off computers and derivatives. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Until faith and confidence are really the only thing that matter. Once that's lost, once the faith and confidence lost, then it's over. Then it's game over. Who controls this game? It varies from the good guys to the bad guys to the good guys to the bad guys. Bad guys really took it over with the introduction of the Bush family and the Clinton family and the Obama family and all that bullshit we've been going through the last, long time. I mean, Bush took it over in the early 90s, late 80s, after Reagan, and off the charts market rigging. And then the banksters took kind of control of it. Now the Fed pretty much runs everything. out of the exchange stabilization fund, using the banks when necessary. When not, they let them do what they want. Just look at J.P. Morgan. Oh my God, that great Bernie Madoff documentary. I think it was on Netflix. One of those channels. I get all the channels confused now. But go check it out. And they skim over it briefly that J.P. Morgan was the only banker for Bank of America. I mean, talk about why, and nobody went to prison from Bank of America. It really interesting. I think they glossed over a few things. One, the involvement of the Mossad, the Israeli Secret Service, or whatever the Mossad is these days. It could be the Khazarian Mafia, like Cliff High calls them, which has nothing to do with the Jewish religion. It's just being used by them. So check out that the Bernie Madoff discussion, or the documentary. It's really interesting, but and ask yourself 1,000 times how this bank gets away with it, how these bankers get away with it. Who is the latest bank to control the system? I think J.P. Morgan's gone. Now it's what? Bank of America. Bank of America, who did a 1.2 billion ounce silver lease, and the OCC, who's supposed to be controlling that, there's a single guy. Guess who he used to work for? That's right, J.P. Morgan. The number 2 guy at the OCC, the guy in charge of the large banks, worked for J.P. Morgan. It's a con. It's a game, and you're not in it. So anyway, I still think we're moving towards something great in silver. It's so important that you have it in your own possession. That FTX con, or whatever it is. Obviously it wasn't that guy Sam Bankman-Fried. Lots of stuff was going on with. I think the people behind that is the same people behind Tether, and that would be the deep state. So keep an eye on. But it taught people, if you don't hold it in your own possession, you don't own it. I don't care if you have $100 million in the bank, it'll be gone. I don't care if you have stocks and bonds in your retirement, it'll be gone. It'll be gone because the derivative bubble that has been built, we're working on 3 quadrillion now, I hear. Not just 2 quadrillion. It's now close to 3 quadrillion. It was designed to implode. It was designed to be that weapon of mass financial destruction. And when that happens, you won't have a checking account. You won't have, your ATM card won't work. I think that's pretty much the only thing that'll wake people up now. So just keep that in mind as we're going through this. It doesn't matter what the price of silver is. It doesn't matter what the price of gold is. It doesn't matter what the price of crypto is. What matters if you have them is if you have them in your own possession. That's it. In your own possession. Now is not the time to mess around with any third party. No third parties. All right. Yeah, it's silver. I'm coming down to who is the biggest rigger, like legacy rigger. Like J.P. Morgan's gone from the rigging thing. Bank of America's trying to be gone. All that silver is going somewhere we don't know where it is. One entity that isn't trying to be gone, that is continuing their part of the silver rigging operation, is the U.S. Mint. Yes, the U.S. Mint is one of the lead riggers of silver and lead hedgers of silver. They have 17 million ounce short right now in silver. Yes, the U.S. Mint does. How do I know? Because I looked at their annual report. Now, just get this. This is the annual report from 2002. Now, the fiscal year for 2002, I know it ends September 30th. I mean, Ventress Gibson has got some frickin' nerve. This is the director of the Mint. Look at her, the second paragraph in this sentence. This is the entire year, all the things that are important to the U.S. Mint. Amid the unprecedented demand for circulating coins, the Mint continues to be a world leader in bullion coin production, even increasing production quantities of one of our most popular coins, the American Eagle 1 ounce silver dollar. And we all know what she did last year. Only 16 million ounces. How could she say it in the annual report? I mean, this is page 2. She's saying, even increasing production quantities of one of our most popular coins, the American Silver Eagle. It's like they're rubbing it in our face. And then look at later. This is page 19. Under silver bullion coin results. Silver bullion ounces sold decreased 20 million ounces 55.9% to 15.87 or 15,875,000. Silver bullion ounces decreased from 20 million ounces to decreased by 20 million ounces. So it was 35 million ounces in 2021, and now it decreased. It says right there, bullion ounces sold decreased by 20 million. They call it 20,000. So it's 20 million. Maybe they're trying to fool us there too. But this is page 18. Silver bullion ounces decreased 20 million. And this is page 2. Ever increasing production quantities of one of our most popular coins, the U.S. Silver Eagle 1 ounce silver dollar. Even increasing. Increasing production quantities. That means going up, Ventress. It is so insane. 55% decrease in American Silver Eagle bullion ounces sold, and a 100% decrease in America the Beautiful bullion compared to last year because they stopped production of it. Did you know that silver is the only metal used by the mint that they hedge their position? Not gold, not platinum, not palladium. Platinum and palladium, they use this silver or platinum and palladium leasing to help rig that market. But silver is the only one they have to go directly into the COMEX and rig it. And here it is. In addition, as of September 30th, 2022, and 2021, the inventory includes $400 million, $405 million, and $387 million, respectively, are the market values of the silver hedged. That's, 17 million ounces. So the U.S. Mint, in all their glory, decided they had to put shorts on for 17 million ounces. The rule and what they're supposed to do by law is they're supposed to hedge their position, but only the ounces that come in. So they're claiming they're sitting on 17 million ounces of silver. The U.S. Mint is sitting on 17 million ounces of silver. If that's their working inventory and they only did 16 million ounces for an entire year, there's a problem there. There's so many problems at the Mint. I am putting my name down as Mint Director when this bullshit is over. I want to be the Mint Director. There are things I would suck at. I'll keep Ventress Gibson at HR because I always sucked at HR. Trying to, hey, you can do it. I can't do that. I can't do it. I've tried as a boss many, many times. So yes, Bix Weir for Mint Director in 2023 when Ventress Gibson gets kicked out, or should be kicked out. I mean, this is a flat out lie. Why lie to the people, right? Anyway, lots of cons gone. And here's a graph even. 2020, 2021. This is David Ryder. He produced a decent amount of coins. And in 2022, Ventress Gibson gets in there. And let's see what she's done this year. She started out strong. I'm like, all right. The first week she had 3.4 million. That's not bad. That's, obviously there was a lot from December that get loaded in. But she did at least anything over 5 is normal because they load everything from December into January as well because they're making the new coins, the 2023 coins. But they didn't post anything on Friday. They're supposed, like right here, it says, sales totals by month are updated every weekday by 5 p.m. They haven't posted anything for a week. Every weekday by 5 p.m. Ventress, hello, knock, 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 knock. This is just, it's embarrassing, truthfully. Cryptos are getting a bid. No, it's not real. It's fake. Everything's fake, especially in cryptos. But hey, we live in a fake world. We have fake politicians. We have fake prices. We have fake assets. Now, if you get your cryptos in your own possession, the good ones, and there's not many, truthfully. I was looking down this list, and the good ones, I'd say, yes, Bitcoin's a good one, obviously. Ethereum is a good one. I don't think it's the best one, but it's a good one. And those are the top 2. I get it. Now, let's look at the rest of the top 10. Tether is a joke. It's a fraud. That's a deep state run coin. Everybody should know that. BNB, another fraud run by Binance, the Binance coin. USD coin, another fraud. These are Stable coins are a way that crypto people think that they can skirt the tax laws. They think, oh, if I sell it into a stable coin, I don't have to pay taxes. Of course you have to pay taxes. That's the way the tax works. You sell one asset for the other. And no, not all is not a like kind exchange. One Bitcoin for a USD or a Tether. That's not a like kind of exchange. It might have been in the early days when people didn't know what cryptos are, but it's not. Things have changed. XRP, if the banks stay together, XRP has this much of a shot. XRP is important because the lawsuit, the actual outcome of the lawsuit will dictate U.S. policy. That's the only thing it's important about. If it wins the lawsuit, it's going to get a brief pop up and then crash. Why? Because it needs banks. Not only does it need the banks to be in business, it needs the banks to say, hey, we can't invent any crypto to do what XRP invented years ago. So we're gonna use XRP and give these couple bankers all the money. Why do you think all the XRP founders are selling all the XRP? I've been through this. I know XRP Army, come on after me. You always do. But no, I'm not a fan of XRP, and if they win their case, it'll skyrocket and then crash, and then ultimately they worth zero. Because what XRP's designed to do is to transfer money between central banks and the banking world. And we don't want the banking world to be in charge. Cryptos are something different than that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's so many better places to put your money if you're an XRP. Obviously, the quantum financial system and all that bullshit was a lie, and you should all know that by now. All your dreams and wishes that were supposed to come true over the last couple of years never did, and never will. The quantum financial system, that is so ridiculous. That takes deciders. There's going to be no deciders in the next system. None. We don't even have to decide to go to gold and silver as money. You don't even have to decide. It's already done. It's in our Constitution. It's the law of the land in the United States. Everywhere else, they can decide. Good luck with that. The people with the gold are going to want it. You know who has the most gold in the world? Yes, the banks. Why would you want the banks to be in charge after they screwed up the system so bad anyway? But it is what it is. I think the United States of America has massive amounts of gold that we haven't been telling people. And I think Ventures Gibson is just the face, a deep fake of the U.S. Mint. And behind the scenes, I think David Ryder is still running the show. I think they're making massive amounts of gold and silver eagles, gold and silver coinage for the transition. Not the transition, for the new system. And we'll see what happens. Cardano, no. Dogecoin, probably do well. Why? Because guys like Elon Musk say, hey, it's a standalone coin. There's clearly no issues with the security. Doge isn't a security. It's decentralized. The joke coin that we used to always laugh about, it was probably because of the doggy face. It's turning out to be, it might be worth something. I don't know. I wouldn't invest in it. I have I think a couple $100 worth of Doge. Polymatic and Solana and Polkadot all will be gone. Litecoin will be there as a means of exchange, I believe. But it's going to have to compete against the U.S. dollar and go through regulatory hoops. But Charlie Lee was smart to get rid of his Litecoin. What was that? 8 years ago. Not just a financial move for him, but I think he was told that Litecoin will be one of the money systems. But who knows? He was probably told by the deep state, truthfully. Other stuff, I don't know. If they have senior management, it's a security. It's nothing wrong with being a security as a crypto. You just have to understand that you're going to be treated like a security. You're going to be treated like any other high-tech company. Decentralized finance, I think, is a fraud. And those will all be gone. So what is Solana? Solana will be gone. It's almost gone already. That'll be gone. Tron, that guy's a fraud. A lot of this stuff will just be gone. And we've seen it before. It's not like we haven't seen it before. I've seen a ton of coins go away from the early days. And they usually go away because the regulators come down and secretly crash the crypto system. Like they did It was not, a hack that made Mt. Gox go down. No, it was the banksters and the regulators and the U.S. government mainly that took it down. Same with the 2017 crash. What was that? It was the selling of the Mt. Gox Bitcoin illegally from the trustee. It was crazy. And we showed on the road to Riddle, we showed every point they sold, like 2,000 Bitcoin here, bang, at the worst possible time. And then this FTX thing obviously was a setup by the same people, the people who think they run the monetary system, the United States, the Exchange Stabilization Fund, the Banking Cabal. They're all in it. They're trying to protect themselves. Christian Carlo, the CFTC commissioner, I remember he was giving a speech, and he was talking about crypto derivatives and how they have to come in, because here's the reason. He said, we have to get crypto derivatives in. He said, otherwise the price will just keep going up. And that's so true with everything in our monetary system. All stocks and bonds and commodities and precious metals. They have to have derivatives or they'll just keep going up. Why is that? Because what are they being weighed against? An unbacked fiat currency that can be created out of thin air like the Fed's doing right now. And they don't even have to tell you about it. We're in the quadrillions or the derivative world. You could call that money. Why not? It's a form of money, and it's 3 quadrillion. 3 quadrillion. That goes down. Everything goes down. You got no checking account. There's no FDIC to cover that. Anyway, some things are good. I think Bitcoin Cash will survive. Obviously, I think Theta is going to be the biggest crypto of the world. Why? It's a tech company. It's a software you can download on your computer to share broadband. Do you think broadband is important for the future? Absolutely, 100%. At any moment, Samsung and Sony can download the Edge node, the Theta Edge node, onto every one of their devices and have them running the computer broadband sharing. That's how easy that is. And the Theta leadership has talked about that before. They would rather go organic. They would rather have it happen organically, but if need be, they'll just, the big guys like Google's in there, Samsung and Sony. How many Samsung and Sony TVs are there that could be making this stuff? And I don't think you can run an Edge node on a phone yet, but that's not far away. So because phones aren't on all the time, you'd have to keep it on. There's technical hurdles, but it's not far away. So yeah, I think Theta will do real well, and I think it should be in the top 10. And right now it's 49 at 90 cents. But I can't give you a date on that one. That's the future. The future of so much is in cryptos and especially Theta, because none of these cryptos would work without the internet. And I don't see any country, when the shit falls down, no country is going to be spending trillions of dollars. It won't even have trillions of dollars. Trillions of gold pieces to build out their broadband, but it's going to be needed. So what's the best way to build out broadband if you can't afford the hardware to put a 5G tower in every corner? Why not download a patented software that has everybody share their broadband? How nice. Group hug. That's in the future. I can't tell you what day. I'm not going to try. I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm buying more Theta. Anytime I have a few extra pennies, I'm buying Theta. At some point, I'll be swapping my silver for Theta, because when Theta was real high at like $12, $13, I was screaming, everybody go. I was like, manage your portfolio, 50-50. 50% silver, 50% Theta. 50% cryptos. But a lot of the Road to Riddle people have a lot of Theta. We started buying, I think, at 20 cents and went down to 4. And we bought a lot more. This went to $14 and went down to 70 cents. People are buying a lot more. You just got to hang on to it. Get it in your own possession. And stake it. It all goes back to the original wallet, which you have. You control those private keys. You'll be just fine. Really amazing discussion here on climate change. It's brilliant. Konstantin Kisin. Go check that out. It is the most important. This is on Twitter. I retweeted it. Go to Road to Root of Twitter. The most important thing, and all he says is the obvious. Nobody in the world would sacrifice their future to stop climate change. Nobody. Not even the rich people flying their big jets to Davos or wherever they're going. Or the billions of poor people who would be literally destroyed if we stopped commerce. Oh, we got to stop everything. We can fix our part of it with technology by increasing the amount of technology, but not by stopping commerce, not by shutting down Europe. Europe is in deep crap. Their leaders are horrible. Go check out the speech, but because it goes down, hey, how many billions of people in China and India and South America are going to stop if the Western countries stop flying and stop creating, anything? It used to be global warming. Now they can't say that anymore. Now it's climate change. It's all fraud. I hope everybody knows that. Anyway, go check out that speech. Really good speech. Also, the deep fakes are off the charts. We all know that Biden had a fake office. When he goes from the White House, let me show you. Yeah, the White House is a fraud. He's not there. Here he is with Yellen, supposed to be in the White House. But this is like a year ago. We all knew that. They said, oh, yeah. It's because of, whatever they wanted to say. But now it's gotten so obvious. I mean, the deep fakes are all over the place. The latest one, or this is July. Biden goes 40 seconds without blinking. You know what a deep fake is? It's someone who's standing there and talking and sounding just like Joe Biden, but it's not Joe Biden, and it's his face. The computers it's so easy to do now. So this isn't
dripping
him.
in blood, surrounded by carnage. Face to face with craze.
It's not him. We don't know if he's still alive, is he dead? We don't know who's running the country. We live in a simulation, and we've lived in a simulation for a long time, but now it's like a simulation of the simulation. I mean, life, if you think about it, it's a simulation. We're spiritual beings coming down here to this simulation to experience stuff. But how about letting us experience the real stuff? The real stuff we came down here for, not everything being fake, not the stock market and the bond market and the crypto markets being fake and the silver price being fake. We want to experience everything for real. And I know it's crazy. I know it's like kicking a baby eagle out of the nest. Most of the time it'll fall to the ground and die. But when it flies, it's glorious. It's time to get kicked out of the nest. We need to spread our wings. But this deepfake stuff they've gotten so good at it, you can't even tell. As a matter of fact, this entire discussion I had this morning, my name is Amy Weir. I am Amy. It just looks, I even put a fake missing tooth because I'm getting that fixed today. I am Amy. This is just a deepfake. You couldn't even tell, could you? I'll let you sit with that for a while. Go to roadtoroot.com. Find out all the backstage crap that's going on in this simulation, and hopefully we'll get over this real soon.